What up YouTube, it's Missouri's Company. In today's video, it is update day tomorrow. So today we are covering the patch notes and we're going to speed through this as fast as possible because a lot of people cover this patch notes and I just want to bring you the absolute facts as fast as possible. Let's get straight to it. So we're calling this Survive, Sinister Haunts, and Hallow's Wake. Now straight off, this is very much Halloween theme and I actually like a lot of things they're doing. I'm going to give you some feedback at the very end on some of the different content because some of it I feel like could have been done a little differently, but in all, this is a pretty good update. So moving forward, got the lore there. We're not reading that. Hallow's Wake holiday event. So more lore. Friday, October 18th, starting at 3 a.m. The boundaries separating the living and the dead, blah, blah, blah. So you'll be able to collect hallowed stones. And you can turn in these hallowed stones for different things. The first one is the fist bump animated emoji in a random legendary item. Okay, that's for 10. For 20, you get the frightening rod cosmetic and a telluric pearl. Now, this rod itself actually looks pretty sick if I can get to it. I mean, this looks really cool. Now, there's not a lot of fishing going on in most cases, but this is a really cool fishing rod, all right? Now, let's just put a pin in that for right now. So, cool fishing rod. And so at 30, you get a random costume chest, a legendary crest, and a random legendary item. So the costume chest can obtain one of 3 costumes, and these are the 3 costumes. We have a grave robber, we have a royal guard, and then arguably the best one, we have a skeletal mage. Now, the bad part is that all of these rewards you get for a Hallow's Wake will be unusable 14 days after you initially acquire them, but will remain in your inventory and can be used again in the future. And the fist bump emoji will be used year-round, but will revert to a non-animated emoji after its duration and can be used in chat. I don't know why they would do that. I personally, I've said this several times, I don't like when we earn or get something and we can't use it all the time. Like, I just don't like that. I don't see any reason why we couldn't just use these year round. I get that we're not losing them entirely like we have lost things in the past, but they could just let us keep it and keep using it. Like, why not? Like, what? This is a really cool rod. Like, why not just let us use that year round instead of just probably it's going to be during Halloween time events? And sure, there's a certain amount of like excitement of showing off like, oh, I won this last year, but like I can get that same excitement by using it every day, right? I don't know. I don't understand the logic. I don't see how there's like a benefit. I feel like it's just truly a player hindrance, so I don't quite understand the logic there. Halloween Hordhorns. Whoa, hello? Hey, yo. Hallowed Horns cosmetic set. This set actually looks pretty sick. So the Hallowed Horns cosmetic set is available for both in standard and ornated edition. In total, there are 3 bundles available from the shop on October 18th, or from October 18th to November 1st, and can be acquired with Eternal Orbs. So the first one is, this looks like the Blood Knight, which is pretty interesting looking. And this is for 1,000 Eternal Orbs. And then it says the collector's bundle for 15 Eternal Orbs will give you the Hallowed Horns cosmetic and the Hallowed Horns portal. And then the deluxe bundle for 4,500 Eternal Orbs looks like this. And it is ornated, so it does special effects included items, which is different, obviously, than these up here. So it is a upgraded version, and now this comes with the Horns cross-class cosmetic, so it is cross-class, as well as a cross-class portal, cross-class version of the Hallowed Horns cosmetic. Oh, so you get both skins. Pretty interesting. So 4,500 Eternal Orbs, you get both of the basic version and the deluxe version. For cross-class, which is pretty interesting. I didn't realize that the first time I read this. And then 3 additional gifts: Terrified emoji, animated emoji, Hallowed Horns banner, and Hell Knight costume. Once acquired, the Hell Knight costume can only be used for the next 60 days, but will remain in your inventory after the event ends and can be used again in the future. The Terrified animated emoji will revert to a why emoji after 60 days, and it can be used in chat. Okay, so you spend 4,500 and they give you the ability of covering it up, which feels a little weird, not gonna lie. But honestly, this skin looks awesome. Like, it looks so good. Very, very. Let me see if I can zoom out. Yeah, this looks really cool. This is the necromancer, and just like the bones and like the glow, like it looks really cool. It'd be really interesting to see what it looks like on all the different characters. And if you do some math, it's going to cost you right around like $70 to $80, I think, for like 4,500 Eternal Orbs. So it's a cheaper version than what we're going to call the deluxe cross-class cosmetics that do like the different skill animations and stuff like that. So it gives you less, but it is cross-class, which is what most people I think are after. And this, yeah, ABC is pretty cool. Moving on. All right, returning events. So all clans on deck is coming back. We like that. Hungry Moon. It's been here forever. It comes back again. Wild Brawl is coming back, which I absolutely love. It is a fantastic event. I can't wait to farm the ever-loving shit out of this because it's really a fun PvP game mode, and I look forward to playing that a lot. But it looks like it'll only be here for 7 days. A little weird, but whatever. And then claim the Umbered Wings Darkness cosmetic set. Basically, if you purchase Diablo 4 prior to October 17th, you will then be able to unlock this. So there's that. Featured updates, class balances. We're going to talk about this in a separate video because this is where things get a little hairy. So moving on. And then what else changed right there? Replay dungeon option. A new replay dungeon feature has been added for parties of any size. Once your party is reaching the dungeon, basically you'll be allowed to click/taps. The exit portal will have the option to invite their party to run the dungeon again. If the whole party accepts, they'll be teleported to the beginning of the dungeon, which is really, really nice. The only downside is that this is not available for players who are grouped together using Random Dungeon Finder, which I feel like I only use Random Dungeon Finder now, so I don't see myself ever doing it this way, but that's okay. If you do run as a group, it's saving time. It's a quality of life when you actually run it with like your warband or your guild or whatever. So I like it. I'm not trying to be all negative. It really is a good change. Item combat rating. Combat rating for items have been revamped. Okay. Items with more attributes will have a higher combat rating, right? Item combat rating will not increase in Paragon levels 880 to 900, 980 to 1000, and 1080 to 1100 because the combat rating of items has increased. The difficulty of the Heliquary Gauntlet in Inferno 3 has increased. What? I guess I don't really get it. Like there's windows where you just won't increase combat rating, essentially. All right, one more time. Combat rating for items have been revamped. Items with more attributes will have a higher combat rating. Okay, good. Item combat rating, and I get this is a new change. Like this is not what is currently, when I say, oh, okay, like I understand this because it makes sense. I'm not saying like, oh, okay, it's already in the game. Like I get it. But item combat rating will not increase in Paragon levels 880 to 900. So 20 levels, you just don't. I guess when you get to the end of the combat, oh, so basically it's saying once you hit 20 levels prior to the cap, then you won't be getting additional combat rating. But why would they do that? I guess that's my point. Like, why? What's the benefit there? Is that so, I mean, if anything, that's going to tell me that I can farm basically because like right now, every combat rating every Paragon level increase I get, there's a higher chance that I get a better legendary piece than the one I have currently. So there's like a never-ending grind. But this almost makes it feel like you could just stop playing. Like, yeah. Huh. Because like most people can pre-farm their set items pretty easily, and this is giving us the ability of basically not farming our legendary items anymore. I don't know what to think about this. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. I don't get the logic there. Again, so whatever. Okay. We made a couple of changes to the way Shadow War works. A barrier has been added to the spawn entrances that needed to happen. Time to prepare for a match has been increased from 5 to 10 minutes. It gets a little hairy when you're not organized, so this is probably a good move. Matches now begin at 7:40 server time. Server Sacred Guardian movement speed has been increased. Shadow War's rewards are now sent to player via in-game mail. I like these. I mean, I haven't done Shadow War because I'm an immortal, but same idea. Path of Blood. Challenge Rift monsters, and Challenge Rift monsters will no longer return to the starting point. All right, this is good, so that way you can like really min-max like a high-end PvE experience and Challenge Rifts, and be able to like pull a whole bunch of things if you want to, like pull the whole dungeon basically, and then, you know, boom. So I like it. Paragon tree. Players can now quickly fill out nodes in their Paragon tree using a quick add function. This is great. I love that. That's awesome. Inventory. Low level Fabled Wisp can now be destroyed. We believe this change will provide players with additional increased inventory management options. Love that. Also, a new cosmetic tab has been added to the inventory. The Hallows Wake costumes and fishing rod and other items that temporarily alter the appearance of your character will be stored here. Okay, makes sense. More inventory options. Still getting this before Diablo 4 does, which is omega lol funny. That's gonna do it for today's video, guys. It took a little bit longer because I'm gonna be honest, some of this doesn't make sense to me. Like the combat rating one, I don't get it. Let me know what your interpretation of this in the comments below. I'm still kind of processing it, and if I figure out the point or the logic, I will make a separate video on it. But like I don't get it. I understand that you're not gaining additional combat rating in those level points. I understand what I'm reading, but I don't understand why we would do that. Like, what's the benefit? Someone explain it to me in the comments below. If it makes sense, I'll pin it. And until next time, lock it in.